Hi, I'm Zach.
And I'm Sam.
And our app is called WhatWhen.
WhatWhen is a productivity app that helps you figure out what homework to do when.
So my main focus was building and maintaining the UI. The UI includes a table layout, a list view, linear layouts, edit text views, buttons, checkboxes, spaces, and more. As the user inputs assignments, it's added to the assignment list, which is a list of assignment objects. Each assignment object has a Boolean to know if the assignment has been selected, a core string, an assignment string, an integer of hours, and an integer of minutes. I did this because I wanted to create a simple, user-friendly, and safe way to interact with our app. Our app is built on a bottom navigation activity template. I started on the My Assignment screen where the user inputs their assignments. The second screen is where the user can answer the question, what do you have to work on today? When the user clicks the WhatWhen button, there is code which will identify the selected assignments and provide the indices to the setCalendarEvents method. This links our UI to our API implementation. Finally, the third tab at the bottom opens the user's Google Calendar app to the current day. Through testing, we figured out that the easiest way to change screens would be to make the appropriate elements visible or invisible. I wanted a way to visualize our assignment list, which could adapt to a list of different sizes. We accomplished this through List View. Our List View required us to make a custom adapter which sets and shows the appropriate elements for each assignment. Each assignment in the assignment list is shown on a custom row layout. This layout is repeated depending on how many assignments the user has added. Originally, I had checkboxes built in to the row layout, but this created an issue where I was unable to identify each individual checkbox. I ended up creating a vertical linear layout of 10 checkboxes to the left of the list view, which now limits the size of the assignment list. Through testing, we also discovered some corner cases. When the user clicks Add or Update, our app checks if there are any empty fields, if there are any non-digit numbers in the hours or minutes field, and it also checks to see if both hours and minutes are 0. When the user clicks Remove or Update, our app checks to see if the size of assignment list is 0. It also checks to see if current index is negative. The current index is set to -1 after adding, removing, or clearing the fields. This is done because these actions clear the fields, making it difficult for the user to know what they would be trying to update or remove.
So I ended up working on the API. Now, why did I do it? So some students are very busy, such as my partner Zach and I, and so we tend to plan out our schedules and figure out when things should go and how. But that can take up a lot of time, so we decided to make this app. Our app provides convenience and increases productivity because it reduces those times and makes sure everything is as simple as one click. I ended up working on getting access for the back end. So when it came to getting permissions for the user's calendar, requesting events, and figuring out how to insert them. For one postpone method, I ended up working on, it took in the events that was planned for a given day and made a list of all those times. Then another method would trim down and figure out exactly when all the free time in a person's schedule was. That way, an iterator could go through for the given event and find the tightest fit for that event, making sure to minimize the amount of empty time within a person's schedule. There were a few technical issues, though, that came up. For example, getting access to the user's calendar and querying. One reason why querying was so difficult was because there was very little documentation on it. The documentation that was there was mostly about inserting. And so when I wanted to get the information, I ended up going to Stack Overflow, adapting code from there. There was also the issue of getting permission. The reason being that in the main documentation, there were 5 different variations and ways to go about it. And since Google is such a big company and they've been around for many years, they've developed all of them, and all of them have their own strengths and weaknesses. The one I ended up going with was actually different from all of those and similar to that of an MP. The biggest struggle, though, was a lack of knowledge. I spent many hours poring through documentation on server requests and how Google Calendars handled its data before I was able to write a single line of code.
We collaborated a lot on this project. We went to office hours for almost 24 hours. well, like for a combined.
Yeah, no, it's...
Yeah. And worked independently on our own areas of the app, but still kept each other in the loop about changes and got each other's feedback. We were able to bounce ideas off of each other and suggest refinements.
Even though we were able to get access to the user's calendar, events, and made methods to find optimal times to insert new events, we didn't have time to sort and constrain the events of the current day, though we intend to finish this soon.
Our app is an original project.
It's published to our GitHub organization, Deckerman Saunders, and is available for cloning today.